So on these units, they've got discrepancies between the input voltages. Some say 1000 volts, some say 300, some say a much lower voltage like 100 and something, like mine does. Now the only real known difference between these is the input circuitry. And they basically all look exactly the same, except that these resistors on the 6581, which is the 1000 volt version, these are inside heat shrink, and they also lift off the circuit board slightly. And there's also a relay over here, which is just out of shot, just there, which has some other circuitry added to it. I think it's like a capacitor, maybe a resistor. I don't know enough about that particular configuration at the moment to know what to do there. So what I'm actually going to do, basically lift these resistors off the board and heat shrink them, so that gives us a better isolation, because this is basically a series resistor string. So it's 2.2k resistors for them in series to give 8.8k in series, and let's go to one from the next. And these are basically touching the circuit board above some other traces. So all we've really got here is the isolation of the coating on the resistor and the silk screen or solder mask cover on the PCB to protect the 1000 volts coming in from the traces. Now this meter will measure 1000 volts. I've done it. It will do it, but I think I need to do this modification to make it safer. Right, let's try it. Got some gloves on because I don't want to put my skin oils on this board. It's quite an important board. I'm even worried about the flux, but I could actually take the board out and desolder it, but then it means more disturbance. I don't really want to do that. I just want to try lifting them up a little bit. So my plan is to actually lift them up and put something between these and the circuit board in order to create extra isolation. I might just slip some heat shrink tubing underneath the devices, and hopefully that'll be enough. But first I'll get off the board a little bit. I'm only using a relatively low heat. I'm trying to avoid putting any solder on, that sort of stuff, because I don't add any flux to the board and that sort of thing. Just lift it up slightly, so you can see that one there. Maybe you can see that's now got a gap between the board and it. I'll do the same thing with the other three, and then I'll do something to add some insulation. So there you go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some heat shrink like this and slide it underneath. I'm going to put it up the other side in between these two resistors as well. So it's in between this big resistor and the small one, just to create some isolation between those as well. And I'll basically just leave it like that, and I'll try and position it so it can't slide out or anything like that. And it at least gives isolation from the circuit board. Isolation from each other, not so much a big deal. There's a decent gap there between them anyway. And it's all same potential effectively, because it's just going through these 2.2k resistors. They're all in series with each other, so there's less of an issue there. So with a big air gap like that, it's probably fine. But from the circuit board is what I was really worried about. So as I said previously, this relay here has a modification on it as well in the other version. And as I don't know what that is yet, I'm going to leave it alone. If somebody does know what that modification is exactly, so I can replicate it in here, please let me know in the comments. The source shows exactly how that is set up. I mean, I know there's a photo on the EV blog forum which shows what appears to be a resistor and a capacitor, but it's not enough detail to see exactly what's going on there, because this white wire here that's in the middle pin is moved over here, for example, and it's not clear enough to see what's going on for me to modify this. I don't know exactly what's going on, because apparently what it is, this relay is not actually designed, or it's not rated for the voltage and the current that could potentially be there across a high voltage situation. So this relay can be problematic apparently of 1000 volts. It's not really meant for that. It's not really rated. So the modification that the factory obviously do for the 6581 version is to allow for that, so it can actually break the circuit. Apparently I think it like sticks the contacts or something like that, so you can't actually open them. I think that's what it is, maybe arcs or something like that. It can't break the circuit. So I think what they actually do is to make it easier for it to break. Anyway, that's that done. That's isolated for the board. You can see I put a little bit of heat on there, just a little bit, just to get it to shrink slightly to help hold it in place. So it's not touching the leads, it's only touching the bodies of the resistors, which means it shouldn't be getting any leakage from the leads or anything like that. So I'm a bit happy about that now. I'm a bit more confident about using a higher voltage on this now I've done that little modification.